It is episode 21 of Trollord Games Castle Keeper's Guide. A series of 12 maps going from Thorpe, Hamlets, Village, all the way up to Metropolis. And a tower, Martin Bailey, Castle, Greater Castle, oh my. 12 maps in all drawn on one canvas. Why? Because Soothsayer, and that's what this channel is all about. 21 hours, by the way, is translating through to about 21 sessions is translating to about 30 hours so far on this, which is not bad. My maps typically take 60 to 80 coloured, granted, and we are doing 12, but there's a whole smorgasbord of things going on here, so let's just jump into it. Now, before we get into this, it's exciting times. We've completely relaunched the Patreon. We are working on the Twitch channel. We're working on all of the social media points, and we have a whole bag of super sex to give you guys and girls. There are gonna be so many rewards, so many things coming your way, but quality things. Alright, quality, useful, awesome things. Point one is we've got a Discord channel. We've got our own little private Discord channel for Twitch subscribers and Patreon backers, and it's up throughout the day. I want you to come join us, come hang out. You're much loved if you do. So let's get into this little puppy, shall we? And Wargaming Recon is indeed first in the house. Welcome and good evening. Happy painting. I'm just going to be drawing. Now, I like to stop. Oh, look at how sexy that's looking right there. I've never drawn anything like that in my life. I'm so happy. Okay, so what are we doing? I do like to do a quick summary of what I want to try and get accomplished in the next hour and a half, 2 hours, right? We are going to finish the Broch Tower. Now, I'm probably going to do a little bit more here. Work on the top here. I think we've got to brick this outer edge that those guys are standing on. When I say brick, stone. That might take most of the stream. And then I've got to think about if I want to draw trees in the background, or if I actually just want to colour them so that they're slightly out of focus, more like a watercolour, just in the background, a little bit abstract on the background. I'm still up in the air on that. That, I think, will take us most of the stream. If we have time left over, I'm actually going to hit this piece, the town. There is way more going on here than there should be. That's because Trollord basically got this now, this metropolis, and I want to take that metropolis and make it a fortified town, just a regular town, a city with fortifications, which means using parts of it and showing a growth of how we got up to this. This right here is probably a little bit too zoomed out. I think we're going to zoom in a little bit on the top area. I'm going to delete all of these other areas right here. We're going to delete the wall around the outside edge. I'm probably going to redraw this sort of temple marker right here. And then our village, by the way, is kind of situated around here. And it's going to be, how did our village kind of move up onto the hill? We're going to talk about that. I don't think we'll get too much of that done tonight, but the plan is this will be the next piece we're working on. And I think we're really going to zoom in on the town level. So like this chunk is kind of occupying the center there. That's the plan, man. But we're not there yet. Hey, Alex Vixen, good to see you, young lady. You know, I've heard, several people have said David Macaulay now, and maybe I've seen his works, but was just like unfamiliar. But like, people have been loving this. We'll have to do more of it. We really will. I got a little bit of confidence on this front now. Not too much, a little bit. Alright, so we've got black ink. We got our brush. And we have Noble Dwarf has been subscribed for 10 months. Noble Dwarf, thank you, sir. Thank you very much. Okay, let's just make sure we've got pen. We have pen. And And Magnificent Pex, I thought you were not going to be on the stream tonight, but you are welcome for the parts that you will be here. Okay, so I'm actually going to bring up a quick reference map, because I'm wondering about this whole top area here. I'm pretty sure I need to be bricking it. Alright, let's check this out. Can't really see on that one. I'm gonna bring up a couple of examples for what I've been using as inspiration here. There's another one. Okay, one more. Then I'll actually show you. Yeah, they're all kind of faint. We got one more here. Yeah. Hey, Phantom Jen, it is good to see you. I didn't think you were going to be here tonight. Alright, so, sources of inspiration. Let's actually zoom in on this a little bit. Alright, lurking, you are free to lurk. Alright, so, I don't know who actually did this one. They don't seem to have it attributed. But you see how the top is, so the cutaway parts are like plain. They've done a little bit here, which is curious. A little bit of bleeding in. I might do a little bit of that. We'll decide after colouring. But the top of the wall, they've got detailed in. We're definitely going to do that. They haven't gone as crazy with the stone. I might go crazy. And then they've got the underside done. We've got the underside. They haven't done the outside edge, but they have done this bit here. So I think we're definitely gonna play around with that. Let's see what now this looks almost like daub, you know. They've completely covered the top, which is curious. Very faint detail work on the top here. I kind of want, I don't know if I want to actually just show the wattle underneath. I kind of want to daub it a little bit like that, I think. But I also don't want it to be a solid colour because it might look weird. This is another one. This almost looks like thatch, doesn't it? Like everyone's got a slightly different interpretation. This guy looks like grass. Like everyone's got a slightly different interpretation of the roof. That's 4 examples, and I think there were 4 different treatments. Oh yeah, Alex Vixen, please do share. So for anyone that doesn't know, Alex Vixen, very smart woman, but she builds things in Minecraft, like mega things, mega constructions, and she decided that she was going to build the Broch when we started working on this in Minecraft. So I told her I really wanted to take a look at this thing, so let's just take a look at it together. Alright, so that's see, this is cool. This is cool. A little peninsula of land, bridge coming across to it, got our circular shape. I bet that took a little bit of calculating to try and get that right. That's awesome. I can't wait to see more. Okay. Oh, wait a minute. Do I have to click on this? How do I get to the rest of that? Or is it just that one? You said there were 10 pictures. Move the arrows. Okay. Oh, these arrows. These arrows? No? These arrows? Hold on a minute. What am I screwing up here? Use the arrows to move the other image, to move through the other images. But it goes on to a completely different image. What am I missing here? Yeah, arrows and keyboard aren't doing anything. Here we go. Okay, let's try this. Alright, let's take a look at this. Now, this I assume is like some kind of Minecraft creative mode. Hello! Hello, Wickle fellas! Go away. You got the stairs going up the inside of the Broch. Lovely. Really? Did I screw up again? Oh, come on, I want to see the top of the block. Where's the top of the block? Let's use these to navigate. Okay, so that's where we last left it. So inside, okay, okay. Yeah, you got a little fire. You got a little fire. That's what we've got right down there. Nice. And you got a hole in the roof. Awesome. I bet this was fun to build. And the whole thing's got an outer wall with the stairs going up. Oh, bugger off you. And there's you looking down. Exciting. So exciting. I love it. I really love it. Did I miss any? I feel like I missed some. That's awesome. That is really awesome. Okay, so that was the last one. Block 9. Block 10. That's magnificent. And considering the fact that I had never even heard of a block before you joined the channel, now it's a thing. What did I do with my pen? There we go. Okay. So let's get a little bit of stuff done here, shall we? It's the best way of doing. Well, this is a cutout here, so I want to do this on the same angle, I think. Now, did you say that that was like a creative mode endeavor? So there's nothing like attacking you? Or have you actually gone to war with that thing? That's not looking too shabby. There was an underside of the roof too. I will check that out. I will check that out. I missed that one. It was being a little funny. I was like hitting the arrows, and it was like it was jumping out of the album altogether. It was hard. But it may be just me. You know, I play a game called 7 Days to Die. It's a zombie-based game, but it has the same block-based building system, which I really like. I love building in it, and it makes me curious about trying to build a block of my own. But in that game, it is like you've now got to defend against zombies, and I got a funny feeling that they would knock shit out of the walls and get in. Not sure how practically defensive it is. Not in a game like that, anyway. Yeah, that looks okay, right? A little bit of texturing on the floor. Let's hit save. Hey yo, Princess Trigger! How are you, darling? Princess, it was nice to see that you joined the Discord. Alright, I'm actually gonna get rid of our sketch here. I feel like we're getting really close to not needing the sketch at all. This one. Hey, Miss J, hello. Yeah, we've got, actually, so hold on a sec here. We've got a whole back wall to do. Well, we didn't have any lines drawn there. Alright, well I'm gonna have to draw the lines. Give us some guides to work off. Yeah, we've got to do the wall. Yeah, that's what this needs. Then we've got to do the top here. Okay, so let's get ourselves some guides going. Alla Zilla, Alla, welcome to the house. It's good to see you here, young lady. So, yeah, this is coming out okay, isn't it? Especially print size is probably about that. But, I mean, you could easily blow up to this nicely and coloured. I think it will hold up. I've kind of gone a little bit over the top on it, but I think you gotta. I am doing well, thank you for asking. I feel like that's the angle. Yeah. Yep, that's the angle. Alright, so let's get some little markers in. I'm actually going to do this in a soft grey. I'm doing it on the perspective layer that's in the background. You consider it to be a little bit of a trace layer. But let's not trace that freaking big. Let's take that back. I think it should be more like maybe 4 pixels. There we go. And I don't need to do them all. I could do the in-betweens. I just need to give myself like a guide here. Princess Dreger's been messing about with home plans. That's what she does. Miss J messing about with a website with all sorts of things on it. I know that Alazilla's been working on an incredibly glorious map that she shared on the Patreon channel. Like, it was an inspiring piece. I think that's good, right? Maybe we'll do one more of that. That's it. Okay, let's actually just throttle back on the opacity just a touch on that. Nice. Let's get on our bricks and just a dark grey. That'll be about right. That brush is way too thick. Let's drop it to an 8. Yeah, something like that. Alright. Seriously, Alazilla, your biggest weakness is your lack of confidence. You're extremely talented. I looked at that map of yours and went, yeah, damn, woman's gonna put me out of business. Like, it was very unique. It's a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful style you've got going on there. And I can't wait. I cannot wait to see all of it. Am I on the right layer? Yep. Actually, yeah, so I do want you guys and girls sharing your creative projects. You know I love seeing them on this channel, but please do share on the Discord too. There's an entire channel for it. Let's just revel in our creativity. It doesn't have to be a map, but I know a lot of you do mapping. Well, I mean, Recon, of course we don't mind. Share your story. We're here to hang out together. That line's wonky, but I'm not gonna worry about it too much. This is sort of background texture at this point. Hey GL, good to see you, my friend. Wargaming Recon, sharing a story. This morning wasn't the best for me. Sorry about that, my friend. were feeling a little down, struggled with anxiety and depression. Then the mail came. There was a letter from Stefan Popcorny. Stefan is a very cool individual. For me, he signed a map he made for one of his Kickstarters. He included the original sketch and part of his art and a handwritten note. Aw, man. Let me just pop this open. See, that's so cool. See, Stefan is a cool dude. He really is. That's so awesome of him to do that. You should frame it, display it, and that's fantastic. I've met Stefan. I would consider him a friend. He's a good human being. Princess Draga, let's fade. I have gone through some iterations of how to get my room looking more like an office and den. Right on. And finally hit the idea that it would be more effective. The desk is gonna have to be elevated off the floor by 10 inches. Right the hell on. Gonna have a table that bisects the room, flush with the desk. Nice, elevated desk. Right on. I like that. I love the whole idea of like doing this 10-inch sort of elevated area. That's cool. Anything like that, like kicks ass. And there was a little doom Edge Marion. Welcome. Subscribe for 12 months. Thank you. That humbles me. It really does. That humbles me. 12 months. Well, I guess that's just post finishing up Teagle. So you've been seeing, I think, like what the Rykadon map, Lokatoy. By the way, I think we're going to be finishing here shortly. So that'll be fun. You saw the Gary Khan map. You saw the Gaxmore map. Thank you for being around for that long. And yes, every con Stefan turns into a party. In fact, I have never ever partied with Stefan, and I never want to. Because I am sure it would kill me. He is a hard partying animal. He has so much energy, that man. It is ridiculous. Princess Draga, when you've all got it said and done, I want to see pictures, without a doubt. I'm jazzed that you have this, like, pictured in your mind's eye. That's fantastic. It was a little bit like me and my hutch arrangement that I've got going on here that isn't actually quite a hutch. But I managed to actually get a lot more desk space by doing like this steampunk pipes and stuff. And I love how it turned out. Alright, see you, Pex. Ed Marian, I'm not sure how much of this project you have seen, which bits and which bits you haven't seen. Happy to zoom out if you want to take a look-see about where we're at. So, Wargaming Recon, obviously a very, very, very nice thing to, you know, get in the mail. I assume that it helped alleviate the stress and anxiety and made you feel good about things. Been on cloud 9 since then. That's what I'm talking about. Alex Fixin, you got that right. Steampunk. That's exactly the area of the country that comes from. You know, I think what we're gonna do is after we've got our city or a town, once we've got our town drawn, I'm really tempted to colour one or two of these pieces. You know, just to see how it's working out, and I'm really tempted to make this one of the first ones we colour. I am jonesing. I am jonesing to see what this thing is gonna look like finished. Princess Striker, you absolutely should. It sounds like you're extremely excited for it. And, you know, little, it's not even a little thing, I don't mean to phrase it that way, but things like that, where you change your environment for the better, can have such a positive experience on just the soul, you know? I don't mean to keep coming back to it, and it's not to distract from your own excitement, what you're doing there, but it's like, when I actually did this shelf arrangement and I got the pipes and everything and I got the new computer and I plopped it on the top there and then I did all of the rewiring so you can't actually see any wires, I walk out each morning and it makes my heart smile. And it'll probably be like that for a while to come, you know. It's just a desk modification. So I can only imagine how awesome it's going to be for you to redo a room like that. Hey, Orion Noir, good to see you. Wargaming Recon, I like that. As Bob Ross says, do what brings you joy. It's your world. I like that. It's your world. Do what brings you joy. There's a lot we can learn from the old Bob Ross. Alright, Wargaming Recon doesn't work like that. Do exclamation gold, that's how much gold you have. That's how much you can gamble with. can't gamble with money you don't have. Would you think that you're in the United States of America here? Can't whop out your credit cards, mister. Oh, that's looking pretty good. That's looking pretty good. By the way, this is a good opportunity for me to mention that on Thursday, I'm still going to stream, but it's actually going to be a little bit different. I'm actually going to be doing a little bit of role-playing, and I'm playing, I am not GMing. So, I'm still going to stream it. No one in the group has objected yet to that, so it'll be a little bit different. It'll be starting around the same sort of time, but it might go a little bit longer than usual, because an hour-and-a-half session, like role-playing wise, wouldn't be particularly good. But I'm hoping that some of you will drop in and just sort of say hi. It's going to be a little bit different. It's not Dungeons and Dragons. We're actually going to be playing Boy Scouts and Girl Scouts in a pretty modern day setting, but a sleepy town USA type of thing. I got a funny feeling that it's gonna get spooky pretty quickly. We're almost playing ourselves as we were when we were around 17 years of age. So I'm very curious about where this thing is gonna go. Maybe you could drop by and heckle as I die or something. There you go, we got our brick done. I'm gonna hit save. Look at that. Yeah, that looks okay. Allah, it's actually Jim Kitchen that's going to be running it. And I think Greenberg is going to be there. I have no idea what Jim Kitchen is like as a GM, but we're going to find out. Hey, Marlin's girl, thank you so much. I'm really, really, really happy with how it turned out. And I'm glad that we had an opportunity to do that little bit of extra detail, like a little sprinkling of salt that we do on this channel. If we can't do the detail, I don't want to map it. I mean, honestly, that's my shtick. Ever since I was like 12, and I entered an art competition in my hometown of Chester, and I ended up drawing the Colosseum, the arena, because it's a Roman town. But as it would have looked like back in the day, with hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of people in it. No other kid did that, because I'm a little bit cuckoo. But that was the day where I was like, if I'm going to draw, and I'm not saying I draw particularly well, I know what I can do, what I can't, but I'm going to just pour in the details. That's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to pour in details until my eyes bleed. This definitely is tickling those little funny bones right there. Okay, so let's do brick on the top. Now, from the inspiration of what we saw in the other pieces, very few of them were like doing all of the brick, like every single thing. So But I kind of want to. But I'm wondering too, actually, if like part of it is because I'm wondering if they covered the top. I'm wondering if they covered the top. Oh, Alex Vixen. Yes, oh no, here it is. I see it. I had an idea why the town moves up the hill. It comes to me as a little RP scenario in my head. One of the local farmers and the mayor of the weekly market asks the village soothsayer, what does the future hold for my farming family? The soothsayer looks at the rooms, gets a wide-eyed look, and packs up her stuff. Do what I'm doing, move to higher ground. I can dig that. It was foretold, which is maybe why they put a little temple or something at the top there. Little temple, little church, something. Little shrine. And maybe we'll start small with the shrine. And we'll build it up as the town grows. I could dig that. And then maybe we'll do a little flood or something that saved everyone. Well, it did save everyone. The Soothsayer saved everyone. Alright, so this guy did just a little bit of brick on the top, which I will admit looks pretty good. This guy, you can barely see it, but I think there's a little bit of brick on the top there too. But it's also fainter. This guy definitely did a little bit of brick on the top. Not as crazy as this, but he definitely did a little bit of brick on the top. I kind of want to do this. I kind of want to do this. This is the way we're going to take it. I'm kind of trying to figure out the best way of doing this, but I think we're going to get back to our perspective layers. I'm getting actually pretty good at doing these selects, not far off the size and everything I need. So Jack communicates with me when I'm streaming through these little notes for if I want refreshments of some description. And we're starting off with hot sauce. I'm going to pass on that one. Bye. Which, buys aren't too bad. Buys are pretty good. Iced tea's nice. Coffee, not gonna do coffee this time of night. That's right, exactly. Fizzy Wasser. I don't think I'm gonna do Fizzy Wasser. White wine, definitely not. A little bit of Broch. A Broch would be nice on its own. Broch would be good. Or whiskey, yay. I'm gonna... I've already fallen off the bloody wagon. I was like, can I go 3 days without a drink? No, I'll do whiskey. Yay. I literally don't drink in like 12-hour stretches or something. You know what, let's use my mouse for this. That's good enough. Okay, so what I'm thinking about doing is let's make this a little lighter. I don't know why I did that, because we don't need that there. That's stupid. That was stupid. Thank you for the follow. That is very, very, very much appreciated. Right, we're gonna do a contract. We are gonna do a contraction of 15 pixels. Too little. Needs to be like 30. Yeah, more like that. And we're gonna do that twice. Alright, I'm hitting save. You convinced me. Thank you, darling. Yeah, that's gonna look good. That's gonna look good. Those are my guides, okay? Those are my guides. Let's darken up our brick just a wickle bit. Oh, and an iced tea as well. That's fantastic. Sometimes, GL, sometimes I'm just on it. It's like when I'm sitting there and I'm super concentrating and everything, that's when you do a save and I will jump out of my skin. But then other times it's like, no, I'm in the flow. It's I'm thinking about saving already. It's okay. It's kind of hit and miss, but when you get it, it's worth it. Alright, so we are going to draw El Bricko, and I don't know what this is going to look like, okay? I really don't, because this is like all curved and shit. Maybe this is why some guys just like, oh, there's a little Margie. Yeah, maybe this is why some guys just did partial brick work. If we don't like this, I'll do part of it, and if it's not working out, we'll stop, okay? And we'll do something else. I don't know what that something else is, but we'll do something else. Let's get it sketched in and see if we like it or not. It could work. I think some of the angles need to be tweaked a tad. I don't know actually. I think we may have to reapproach this. Oh yeah, what game have we got? We don't hang around here. You go off and do a little bit of painting. By the time you look back up again, we're done, bricks. I promise you though, this smallest part that I'm about to do is probably going to take the longest to get it to feel right. I think it's gonna be a little bit of a process. And I think I'm going to give myself some guides to kind of help with this. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to the hard round. No, there's no pen pressure now on this. So if I do something like that, I get the whole line in. And what I want to do is kind of come from the this center point here. So if we draw a cross right there, and we've got this bit right down there. So this is kind of my center point. Let's give ourselves some angles to work off here, so I can actually have a little bit of a visual guide for, I think, how my bricks should be shaped. I think this might help me. Then I'm wondering if we actually make our bricks a little bit smaller. I might have gone too aggressive with the size of them. I'm not liking that line. We're going to get rid of that line. No. Something like this will help. Okay, there we're back up to the bricks. I think I'm going to make this a tad darker. And back on the pen pressure size. Let's just actually take this one. Let's throttle it back just a little bit more. There we go. There we go. Now I think we're in a position to get a good result here. Alex Vixen. I like how Alex Vixen is role-playing going into the kitchen with a war pick. You've got to admire a woman who decides that a war pick is her weapon of choice. War pick is a good weapon. Princess Strega, she's a brick house. Appropriate. Well, let's not be too hasty here, Wargaming Recon. I mean, come on. There's barbarian women. There's women that like spears. That's good, that's good. There's the Kardashians, so, you know. I mean, there's kind of a limit here, right? Can you guys hear that cat? We'll make this work. We'll make this work. Alright, you have too much of a heart, my friend. You really do. I am a judgmental twat. But then I do like to think that my lineage is based in the Roman Empire. Hey man, I'm not gonna argue with you on that. I think you know me by now. I will always choose kindness. I respect that. I really do. See, that's a prime example of drawing something wrong there. You give yourself guidelines and then you ignore them. What up with that, Faden? What up with that? I think that might do it. I think that might do it. Let's get rid of our layers right here. In fact, this layer only exists here, but let's delete it properly. Okay. That's acceptable. That's acceptable. I'm gonna roll with that. Yeah. In fact, let me, I'm gonna do, what is that layer there? Oh yeah, it was some of the details. Okay, so this layer and the ink layer are gonna get merged, but I'm gonna do it after I've done the next bit. This is looking mighty fine. A little bit of detail on the two soldiers at the top there, maybe a little bit of redrawing of one of the shields. And then I've got to decide what I want to do with the horizon. That's going to be the main thing right now. So Wargaming, in response to your last comment, there was a time when I was involved with a group that was meant to be a help group for others. And I actually genuinely, I want to believe in mankind. There's 50% of mankind I despise, but I want to believe in the power of mankind. I want the Xanadu for human beings. I don't think we deserve it. I don't think we're going to get there, but I want it. And I want to be a good force for good in this world. I want to give to people. I want people to be happy. I want, we live one life. And if I had it in my power, I would have the majority be happy and fulfilled as much as I possibly could. I am a giver in that sense. So I was with this group, and we were the purpose of the group was to help. The problem is everyone in the group needed help, and so I actually spent a huge amount of my time helping others in that group. I am a little bit more fortunate in life. I consider myself to be at least a little bit blessed, and it was extremely draining to be surrounded by people that needed help and to want to give them help. And as much as I did, I tried to help them, but it wasn't good for me. Like, ultimately, I think you get to a certain point where there's a lot of inner energy coming out, and it will actually start to suck some of you out with it. So maybe a therapist has got a point. I think there is a certain point where it's like you can only do so much before you actually start giving yourself harm, causing yourself harm, So I'm not saying be a selfish git or anything like that. Keep on being the lovable human being you are, but realize when you're beginning to draw from your inner soul, your inner power. Not sure about this bit. Really not sure about that bit. I'm meant to be moving on, but this bit bothers me. There you go, that looks better. Okay, so what do I want to do next? We are going to work on this layer. We're going to work on these guys. We're going to do a little bit on the roof. I like the idea of daub it. I want to daub my roof here. I love the idea of like really texturing it. But maybe we could just do some abstract texture like that and then actually just daub the whole goddamn thing. Maybe that's what we do. Like, just get some... Yeah, maybe that's the way to do it. I was actually just doing that as an example, but now I actually think that's what we'll do. And then we'll just daub that thing. Okay, so are these guys not on my ink layer? They're not. Oh, they're up here. Oh, well, aren't you a smarty? Oh, little Moggy Mog. Go on, bugger off. You can't get up here. If you guys and girls are lucky tonight, I think you might hear a cat fight, because they're squaring off right next to me. Right. Yeah, all of this has got to get merged. All of this has got to get merged. But, let's just keep as we're going here. Oh yeah, the cat's doing the lightsaber battle. I have seen that video. Actually, so what was that? Was that a time? That was a time check. Time check is the one that scares me the most. We're about an hour. Wow, has it been an hour already? We're having fun. We're going for at least another half hour. Okay. What game have we got? I think I was talking to you. Do our cats dislike each other? Unfortunately, yes. And here's the weird thing. We adopted them about 11 years ago. And they were... not litter buddies. They're not literally brother and sister. But they were together. Like when we got there, right? They're sleeping together. And they're two little black cats, and we were like, well, we can't adopt one without the other. They're literally pals. So we're going to adopt them both. And we wanted to anyway. And they fucking hate each other. They always have. It was very, very, very quickly that the boy hurt the girl. Literally pulled chunks of hair out of her. She's still bald in 2 spots to this day. We came home one day with chunks of fur on the ground. And he has just occasionally hurt her throughout, like, all of their life. It's like he plays rough. It's like we have this feeling that he got pulled away from mama too soon, and he's not socialized with other cats. He doesn't know how to be around other cats. And so the only mode he's got is he's an asshole. And so the girl is the gentlest of cats I've ever encountered in my life. She's such a bag of love. And she just wants to be loved. But every time he's around her, he hurts her. Even if he wants to play, he hurts her in the process. So she's learned to not want to be around him. So it's actually really unusual if they even within 3 feet of each other. You know, very unusual. You can literally count it on one hand the number of times they've been closer than that sleeping. You know, they just don't get along. Never have. And it's a shame, because I love cats that play together, they sleep together, they groom each other. I love that. It's one of the things I think is the strongest of traits about cats, when they like each other, you know? And we got 2 that absolutely detest each other. What can you do? I mean, we love them both. They just don't love each other. And he is like, even when he's like loving on Jack and I, he will, when he gets himself like really worked up, he will get rough. He will get rough. And it's like he just wants to play. But he will, the biggest scar I actually have on my body is from him. And it goes the entire length of my finger. And it was him. It's like both Jack and I have the biggest of scars from that little guy. And it's not like doesn't growl, he doesn't get mad. He wants to play, and now you're bleeding to death. GL has 3 cats. We've talked about getting another one, but we have concern that getting another cat in would change the balance of the super loving one. Like, she would suddenly change personality, but mainly that the boy cat would hurt anything that we bring into the house. You know, that is a big concern. Like, we would go off and get another little kitty cat, and I think we'd come home one day and it would be dead, or really seriously hurt, you know, because this little deacon asshole wanted to play. So we often talk about it, and we often end up concluding we just can't do it. He's going to cause harm. It's like we need to get a small dog or something that can like fend for itself, and I still think Deacon would win. Alright, I'm not going to overthink this roof, okay? If I'm going to do a wattle and daub, and this is our cutaway, I shouldn't be doing any detail in that area. I'm just going to do a little bit of detail on the soldiers here, just like we did with all of the other guys. And then we're going to decide what we want to do with the background. It's like I really, really, really want to kind of do the background as more of a washed out of focus type of thing. Never done that before. But I've never done a fucking Broch or a cutaway before. But that's kind of what I got in my head. And if I start drawing trees, it's probably not going to capture what I've quite got up here, but we're going to give it a go. I'm going to hit save. Jack, don't you be speaking logic like that. Fun fact, I modeled these guys on Roman soldiers. Specifically auxiliaries. Other fun fact, Roman soldiers were probably never inside a block. I'm okay with that. I am okay with that. I'm hitting save. Alright, so now we actually need to decide what we're going to do with this background here. And I think I am going to pencil it in. Let's do it. I want it kind of like a forest background, but I want really the colours to be what takes this. So I'm not going to draw it black and white. Black and white would be too harsh. I'm going to do a soft grey. Now, with that said, I'm going to get rid of our perspective layer. I'm going to take our bricks. I'm going to merge it all the way up to our soldiers. Let's make sure that works. Yes, it did. This is our block. Normally, I would merge now up with the ink, but I'm going to keep it separate for a moment. I think that came out looking like a real beauty. I'm very, very happy with it. I am going to do just a little bit of floor texturing right here. Alright, then the rest is going to be in the colouring phase. Alright. Pizza Striker. You got that damn right. Hoo-ha. Is Breath of the Wild a new one? I've literally never played a Zelda game. Any of them. I've watched someone play one once. Alright. Horizon line. Something like... You know what we should do is actually... We've got two layers. I only want one. We're going to merge them and we're going to bring it right down here. Yeah, okay, so how far off do I want to do this? thinking something like that will do. Alex Vixen, you survived. Respect to you. I think that's it. I don't think we can do much more with the Broch. I think that's kind of the spot right there. The background is really going to come through when we color it. I kind of want it to be a little out of focus, okay? More of an insinuation of color. Like a blend of the blues goes into the greens and so on and so forth, and get like into the darker ground. I think that's it, because I want the focal point to be the actual Broch itself versus what's going on in the background there. I think we're finished on that. So that's map 4 of freaking 12, but we do have some halves done. So we've got our little Thorpe, we've got our little hamlet, we've got our village, and now we have our Broch. And that was an absolute joy to work on, I gotta be honest with you. And I'm really, really, really looking forward to colouring that bad boy. Like, a lot. Yeah, I'm happy. I'm just like, looking at it makes me smile inside. That's awesome. So, Princess Strega, I'm glad you brought that up. One thing I want to remind you all of is, while I'm working on this as one piece, these are ultimately separate maps. And I am going to, I'm going to give you this high resolution work in progress as we go to all of my Patreons and Twitch supporters. So, thank you. But I'm going to actually start, you will be able to get this in high resolution. What is it? Image size. Did I not click that properly? Let's try that again. Image. Oh, that's weird. What is it doing? What is this? Oh, there it is. There was a panel off screen. So you're going to get this as I draw it. 10,000 pixels across and 450 dpi. I will make sure you all get a copy of this as we go. So you will have a copy of the hamlet, the Thorpe, the village, and now the Broch. When we colour them, I will make sure you get them as well. So I'll release them to you as individual little panels too. So this is for my Patreon backers and my Twitch subscribers here. You're already gonna get like 4 maps as we go, okay? And then I do want to add a frame to each one of these, a nice, simple but tasteful frame. And we'll just churn them out too. So everyone's going to get a copy of this little bad boy right here. So let's talk about the next thing. As a time check, I've got at least 15 minutes. So in this little world we've been creating, let's use this, okay? Let's use this. This guy here is, and this is just, this will be like a draft, okay, that I'm showing you. But this little guy here is basically right here. Okay, but like smaller. Oh, not that small. This little place is like right down about here. That's where the village is. And you can see that our building sizes are approximately comparable to what we've got going on here. So this little village is right about in this location. And disaster hits. In fact, you can even see we've got the little sort of the hills and everything here. Disaster hits. The village that is located here, well, from the idea that came forward previously, they had cause to go up onto the hill. and what was left got washed away. And what I think we'll do is we'll do some little scattered buildings down here, especially up here on the heights. But this village is now gone. Okay, it's no more. What I think though is, well, remember we've got like a near finished map here. This is going to be a part of it. We need to actually get rid of a lot of stuff on this particular map, and then I want to zoom in. I want to zoom in on this and probably position it a little bit further down here. Get rid of the walls. Do some remnants of the old village spilling outside, like in this sort of area right here, away from the way of the flood hit. That's what I want to work on next. So, it's this one. So we're going to work on him. We're going to work on this guy right here. And I'm probably going to finish the stream by getting some cleanup done in this, like deleting things. Which is the easiest part, right? Then we're going to come back to this. We're going to start doing some drawing. This guy might actually end up getting scrolled off the map, so I'm not going to worry about too much about him. I actually want to... Oop, let's leave the hill there. I actually want the hill. We're probably going to redraw it, but I want the hill. Let's get rid of all of this. Gonna get rid of all of this. I'm also going to be sad to actually leave our Broch behind. I had a lot of fun with that. I kind of want to draw some more cutaways like that now. It's really inspired me. We're going to get rid of these walls in a second, because that's not what this is about. Let's get rid of this. I think we're going to change the position, at least right now, of the bridge. There's no bridge in that location yet. I don't think so, anyway. You know what? That was probably a little too aggressive. Hold on a sec. Let's get rid of you. Let's get rid of you. Right, you can consider this is like our sketch, okay? While we're kind of sizing and positioning everything. I'm actually thinking about... Honestly, I'm thinking about doing something like this. So if we come in that close, our village is basically here. Oops. There we go. I'll zoom in a little bit. So our village kind of occupied. Why do that? Thank you. Okay. Yeah, so our village is like, why, what the hell is going on here? Oh, I'm drawing underneath the freaking town. I'm a dope. I'm such a dope. Okay. Such a dope. So, our village is kind of this sort of area. So we'll do some buildings, I think, still around here. maybe kind of like, you know, pull them away from the edge there because there was that flood. They all moved up here onto the hill. We are definitely, though, going to have to get rid of the wall. And it's going to be this that we're working with. Now, I will point out that obviously we're going to have to redraw our forestry. We're going to redraw our hills because I don't draw hills like this anymore. Delete the walls here. Kind of get our new road in here. Maybe, you know what? I'm not sure we're actually going to add a bridge. If we do, I think it'll be later on. And I think what we'll do is we'll add some farmland out here. Now, we're not going to get Gax more level of detail on this thing. That's not what this project is about. I'm going to actually try to finish this particular map in like 10 hours black and white. That's still going to be quite a few sessions. But we're going simpler on this one, okay? We're going simpler. Princess Strega says, any more chance to see in Keystone? Yeah, maybe. So I want to say yes. So let's talk about that for a moment. With the reboot of my Patreon, which I am 100% invested in, and me wanting to give to Twitch subscribers and supporters as much as possible, I'm going to have to dedicate a lot more time over things like weekends and such to creating new and creative content for you all, okay? There may be an opportunity for me to weave Keystone into that. I am not opposed to it. But I also want to make sure Keystone is a pet project, right? And I want to make sure that I don't pour 100 hours into Keystone when I could create 10 other maps for you all as rewards. So I think there's going to be a balance. I absolutely have not forgotten about Keystone at all. It's a beautiful map. It would be a legendary map when done. It's a matter of time and balance. Okay, so yes is the answer to that, especially if I can make it some kind of reward that I am then giving back to folks. And maybe it ends up being me spending 4 hours a month on it or something. It would take forever to do. But we can certainly take a look at that, okay? I'm not ruling it out by any stretch. Alright, so I'm just going to do a little bit of cleanup here, just a little bit. And then this will be the end of today's stream in about 5 minutes' time. I think what we're going to do is we're going to come back tomorrow. And we are going to continue with this map. Probably starting on the forests and the hills. I always like to at least get them in, because I always define it as the geographic edges of what I'm drawing, right? So I think redrawing these hills would be a good start. I used to, by the way, this is how I used to draw my hills. It's not bad. It's not bad. I just kind of evolved to a different style. And I don't really want to go back to this style. It's not like it's visually offensive. It's just not what I do now. I originally drew this, by the way, about 30 years ago. So we are going to dust off an old map and we're going to modernize it. Can we raid Dave Holland? Yeah, I think we could do that. Yeah, I think we could do that. Alright. So let's just finish deleting this outside wall here. There we go. Okay. So this is, I think, going to be the new shape. You may notice, by the way, a background color on this. That's because I originally drew this pen on paper. We will get rid of that as much as we've got rid of what's going on along the river here. But this is it. This is going to be our town. This is going to be ultimately the kind of the shape of a town. We're going to do a hill that's roughly this shape. We'll do some remnants of our village down here. We're going to have lots of farms and fields out here. This will then form the basis of what we get see here. This will then be our city. Our city is going to be probably out like this, maybe spilling over to the other side of the water. But we'll be following the same sort of process then. So, yeah. We are motoring along. This is a fun little project. So, before we end the stream, seriously, I do want to thank you all for your support. Thank you for just even hanging out with me tonight. I really mean that. Thank you if you are a subscriber. I'm humbled. Thank you if you are a Patreon backer. Hopefully, everything that you get from me now and will be getting from me will be me giving back to you. And if you have any ideas of things that you would like to see or get, or just even, honestly, we'll be running lots of little polls for, like, drawing lessons and, that type of thing, and guides and that stuff, let me know. We are 100% open to it, okay? This is a whole new reimagining. So thank you. We actually have a new intro now, by the way, that we're going to be tagging onto our videos. We will be having an outro where everyone who is a subscriber gets listed, because it's the very least I can do to acknowledge you. So thank you, all of you, and thank you again for hanging out. We're going to actually go over and rave Dave Holland art. Let's see if I can get this right. Let's see if I can get it from memory. Yep, I did. Stay with me for just 2 minutes more. The channel is going to take you over to Dave Holland. He actually draws wonderful, wonderful, wonderful creations. He's a good human being. And I'm sure Miss J would attest. Let's go over there and let's say hi. Thanks again for hanging out with me, everyone. I love you. And I'll see you tomorrow night. We're going to continue this project, Castle Keeper's Guide. I'll see you then.